3, 2, 1. I am Mitch LaFon from One on One with Mitch LaFon, and joining me is Mark Striegel from Talking Metal, and we're here to talk about our 3 favorite albums of 2016. Good day, Mark.
Hey, Mitch, how are you?
Good. This is our first sort of video blog or vlog, as they call them. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Yep.
Should be fun. So let's start off with your number 3. What is your favorite album of 2016?
I thought it was a decent year for music. I'm not going to say it was the best year for me personally, and that may have musically.
That was 1986.
Yeah, right, exactly. Hence the David Lee Roth shirt,
right.
Demon Smile, right? I think it was a strong year.
Yep.
And, I personally felt 2015 was maybe slightly stronger just with my own personal stuff. But 2016, great year. A lot of new music. If you're not listening to new music, you are definitely doing yourself a disservice. I recommend everybody go out there and listen to what people are putting out, whether they're old bands or new bands, because there's so much good stuff. And on that note, my favorite, my third favorite album of 2016 is by a band out of Texas called Scorpion Child, Acid Roulette. Have you heard of these guys?
No, not at all, but I definitely going to have to check that out. So what are they giving us?
They are giving us it's one of those bands that's very hard to describe, right, which usually means it's something good and special. But they have sludgy, at times stoner rocky riffs. But they also, the singer at times almost sounds like glammy, metally at times. Sometimes they hit psychedelic territory. They're really balls to the wall, hard rock and roll, just in your face. Great, fast, Sabbathy riffs, but not the super slow Sabbathy riffs, but just really, really something unique, something great and high-powered, high energy. And the singer at times, again, almost, he's not the typical stoner rock singer. At times he almost sounds like The Sweet, at other times he sounds like Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone. Right. Other times he's just wailing, almost like an 80s metal screamer. Other times he sounds like Janis Joplin. I mean, he's really got it going on. And there's some great songs on the album. Highly recommend everyone check this one out. Scorpion Child is the band. Acid Roulette is the album.
Oh, there you go. So I'm going to call these my most memorable albums because I don't want to pretend that these are the best. They may not be the best for everybody, but they certainly are the best for me. And
right.
I actually have these things on CD because I am old school. So number 3 is this band called Rock Wolves out of Germany, and it features Michael Voss on vocals and Herman Rarebell, the old Scorpions drummer, playing drums on this. And listen, I just love the fact that it is a honest, rock and roll album. It's not pretentious. Herman is back to writing the songs. He's written some great songs with the Scorpions. He's written some great songs here. In fact, you could just sort of hear Klaus Meine on these and go, oh yeah, that would take that to the next level. So I just like this album. It's just a very clean rock, melodic rock, fun album. That's it. Nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. And I love the fact that Herman put this out, and I love encouraging sort of these small bands to keep doing what they're doing, because it's not all about what the big record companies put out. So Rock Wolves, I'll show you that once again. Rock Wolves.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I love Herman as a writer. I mean, just some of those biggest Scorpion songs he has a co-write on,
Yeah, and I don't know if you can see that, but he wrote a lot of these songs, and they're just fun. I mean, they're just fun. They're not reinventing the wheel by any stretch of the imagination, but they're just fun songs. And the album is Rock Wolves by the band Rock Wolves. Makes it nice and easy. And it's on iTunes. It's everywhere, so go check that out. For you, number 2.
Number 2, an album which I expected would be good, but I just didn't know how good it was going to be. My favorite album from 2000, I believe it was 14, was California Breed with, of course, Glenn Hughes and Andrew Watt and Jason Bonham. And I don't know that Glenn topped that record with this
Resonate.
album, which is number 2 on my list, Resonate by Glenn Hughes, but he came close. This album is just insanely good.
Yeah.
Glenn, a guy in his, I guess, mid 60s at this point,
Yeah.
delivering some of the greatest music of his musical career, which started at age 19 back with Deep Purple or something in the early 70s, I believe.
Yeah. Like 73, 74, I think.
Yeah, I think he joined in I want to say 73, right? Because that's when
Mach 2 was 73 or 74, yeah. Yeah, long time. That's a great, great album, and I don't know if you got a chance to interview him on this album cycle, but I did, and he was telling some great, great stories. He was very, very proud of Resonate. So
right. We did interview him on Talking Metal earlier this year. I do think it was definitely before the album came out. It was when he announced that the tour was canceled because he underwent, besides putting out this great album, he underwent
knee surgery,
double knee replacement, I think, this year. So Glenn just rocking it as hard as ever, and just an insanely great record. The songs are just killer. His voice is killer. The musicianship killer. Everything perfect, in my opinion. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, I agree. It unfortunately didn't make my top 3, but it's a great album. That and also Michael's Suite, One-Sided War. I guess those come in at like number 4 and at number 5. But
okay.
All right, let's go to number 2. I think a lot of people are expecting this to be my number 1, but I'm going to go with good old Metallica, Hardwired to Self-Destruct at number 2. It is a great, great album. My only complaint is I think some of the songs could be trimmed a little bit. I think some of them are a little too long for no reason. I think you bring some of these songs down to the 4 or 5 minute range, and you've got another Black Album, and you've got another massive, massive hit. Now, it's a massive album as it is. Great to hear the band doing what they haven't done since essentially that Black Album, right? I mean, it's been a long time that they've... The tour is going to be great. Everything's great about that album. Atlas Rise, Moth into the Flame?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the only one that I'm very sort of sketchy on is the song Am I Savage? I didn't think that was really going anywhere, but just so nice to see that these bands that have been around for 30 years actually have the energy to put out albums that people care about. So, yeah, Metallica at number 2 for me in 2016.
Awesome. Cool. Well, at number 1, I have an album that I think should have been on every top 20 list for rock records, in my opinion, and it wasn't. I was very surprised. I talk about this on the recent episode of Talking Metal, which is a 2-hour retrospective on all the great music that came out in 2016. I think it's episode 644. Be sure to check that out, guys. But anyways, my album of the year, without question, Anthrax, For All Kings. Just so great. You know, I think they got Joey Belladonna back in the studio with them a number of years ago, and you know, I feel like it's just hit the point where everything is clicking together. I think it's one of the best Anthrax records among the living. One of my favorite albums of all time, and this isn't better than that, but in my opinion, it's very close. I love this record. So many great melodic songs. I also think, you know, Breathing Lightning is a song where they kind of go in a place they've never been before. Not even really with John Bush. I don't think they went to this area, and they're conquering new musical ground while still having a foot firmly placed in their thrash metal roots. So good. Jay Rustin produced it, did an excellent job. And, you know, Jay on Facebook, I don't even know if this is news, but we were talking about the record in the public comments, and he mentioned that there may be another record with them in 2018. So fingers crossed for that.
There you go. Yeah, that was a great album. Again, out of my top 3, but a great album. My number 1 is an old new wave of British heavy metal band, and what I like about this album is that I discovered it totally by mistake or good luck. I was clicking around YouTube. I found this link. It actually started playing, sort of accidentally, and I listened to the song, and I was like, man, what is this? And then I dug in, went down the rabbit hole. Tigers of Pantang. And the album is called Tigers of Pantang, out in October of this year, of 2016. There's just not a song I don't like on that. From start to finish, it's exactly the kind of album that I like, and if I made albums, the kind of album I would make. All the songs are 3 to 4 minutes long. They all, to be cliche, they all rock,
Right.
right? It rocks, and that's what I like. I like melody. I like simple song structure. As Paul Stanley used to say, get to the chorus, don't bore us. That's what I like. That's what this delivers. And, for a band that's been around since 79, I guess, 40, almost 40 years into their career, they're still putting out stuff that's worth listening to. So Tigers of Pantang, for me, is number one in 2016. Could have been Metallica, but they chose.
So that's a great record. I mean, when you mentioned it on Metal Raps, I started listening to it and really blown away.
Yeah.
Excellent pick. Yeah,
it's a really great record, and it came off. The last one before that was called Ambush, and it's as good or better. And so they've got these 2 consecutive albums that are just kicking butt. So hopefully in 2017 or 2018, they will make another one because they're on a streak right now, a nice hot streak. 2017 coming up. Any bands that you are anticipating an album from, or know that an album is coming out and you're going, ooh, I can't wait to buy that one?
Ooh, yeah, I'm not prepared for that question. I mean, Ghost, I've heard, is potentially working on new material. I'm a big fan of theirs. I heard rumblings from Dave Wendorf that Monster Magnet might be working on a new album. Right. When I spoke with him at the what was that? The Rock Carnival? Yeah,
the Rock Carnival in New Jersey.
Carnival,
yeah,
in the rain. Yeah. That's about it. I'm trying. There's probably others which I'm not thinking of right now. But how about yourself?
Easily, I'm going all European for 2017. The Swiss band Gothard that have been around for 30 years have an album coming out in January, and then Thunder, the British band that has been around again since 86, 87, have Rip It Up coming out in February. So those are 2 bands that I've gone down the rabbit hole recently in the last couple of years. So I'm looking very, very much forward to that. And that's Uli John Roth, by the way, is putting one out right at the end of December 2016. So we'll call it 2017. He revisits Tokyo Tapes. So those are the sort of 3 albums that, as we move into January and February, will be, to be cliche, rockin' my world.
Right. All right, Mitch. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up, guys, for our best of 2016. Please visit talkingmetal.com, where you can hear Mitch's show, one-on-one with Mitch LaFon, the best interviews in rock going on with Mitch. And my show, Talking Metal, is also there. And we now also have Metal Raps up on talkingmetal.com, which is a show Mitch and I do with Mitch Joel.
Right.
So great stuff. People really have been digging Metal Raps. So you can get all 3 of those right on talkingmetal.com, as well as iTunes and iHeartRadio and all your normal podcasting outlets.
Yeah, and hopefully folks will enjoy this video presentation. We're going to try doing some of these. We'll see how it goes. So please leave the comments. Tell us what we're doing right or wrong. Mention that I'm maybe drinking too much coffee as we do. Whatever it is, we'll try to get it so that you want to watch and stick around. And there you go. And please, in your comments, tell us what your 3 favorite albums of 2016's were or are. There you go. Thank you, Mark. Always a pleasure.
All right. Talk to you soon, Mitch.
Cheers.